As you can see, the shelf behind me is almost empty. That's because it's a CD collection time. I've got so many CDs, I've gotten so many CDs over the last few months. It's time for me to go through the collection. I've got a very organized chaos kind of layout going on over here, and if you are here for like an in-depth CD collection, I am not your girl. None of these actually have the CD inside them, because some of them are in my car. Those are my car CDs, my little sing-along CDs. And the rest of them are in this case. I got this case off of Amazon, and it holds all my CDs in here. Ta-da! It's almost full, so I'm going to have to deal with that later. But yeah, all of the physical CDs are in either this case or a case similar to it, just sitting outside in 100-degree weather in my car. I feel like this is just easier for me to pick out CDs and put it in my CD player versus dealing with all of this right here. So she's hanging out in here. But of course we could still talk about my absolute favorite CDs, signed CDs, look at the covers of them, all of that fun stuff. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm trying to figure out where I want to start, and I feel like the easiest place for me to start is with my Taylor Swift CDs. I'm also missing some CDs. I have some that I had when I was a kid, like Take Me Home by One Direction, High School Musical 2, The Cheetah Girls 2, and a handful of others. I don't know where they are. I know I still own them because I vividly remember listening to them during quarantine in 2020, but I don't know where they currently are, so we're just going to imagine that they're here, and maybe one day I will find them. I can only hope. I've looked everywhere, and I can't find them so far. So starting off with my Taylor Swift CDs, I have 9, because she has 11 albums, and I don't have Debut or Reputation, because I only recently started buying CDs, like, actively in the last year. Like, before then I had a couple, but specifically in the last year, so I've only been getting Taylor's versions, or albums that comes out and she already owns, so I don't have those two quite yet, but obviously I will whenever she releases her version of them. They will come home to the collection. I got Fearless for Christmas. I have been loving Fearless TV. I think this was like the Taylor Swift album when it was re-released that like really got me back into her music. I listened to it all the time in college. This and Red TV are like my college albums. My mom and sister picked up Speak Now Taylor's version for me when it was released last summer in Target. Red TV is the same as Fearless TV. I got it for Christmas. 1989 Taylor's version. This is actually the first thing that I ever purchased from Taylor's like official store. I've purchased a handful of things since then, but I got like the special CD, and it's probably cut off. I have everything, like the pictures that came with it framed up here, and the confetti when they used to do confetti with it. But yeah, I got the, I used to know these names so well. I got the yellow one. I have the Lover book from Target. When my mom was getting me the other 2 CDs, it was the buy 2, get 1 free. So I told her to surprise me, and she got me Lover. It came with the poster that I have up on my wall. Lots of space to write in here. And then, of course, notes from Taylor's life that she added in here. And I love Lover. It came out my first semester of college, so that is also very much a college album to me. Folklore, one of my favorite Taylor Swift albums. Folklore, 1989, and Fearless are my 3 favorites. Yeah, this is the Target version. I got this on my DCP last year, I think. I feel like I got it on my program. I was listening to this album a lot on my DCP, and so whenever I think about the Disney College program in Florida, I think about Folklore. I had to hunt for this one. I had to hunt for Evermore at Target because there's a period of time, like a few months, when I decided, yeah, I need to go and get Evermore, that they weren't selling it anymore. Like, I couldn't find it in any of the stores. So I think now they have it all the time, but I found this lone one day, and it came home with me. Midnights, the Lavender Haze edition, or just the Lavender edition from Target, because I wanted Hits Different, and so I got Hits Different. And then, of course, the most recent Taylor Swift album, The Tortured Poets Department. This is the manuscript edition that came with all of the special artifacts in it and stuff. So I've got the artifacts framed and everything, but I still have the booklet in here, as well as think something else. I think the bookmark is actually hanging out on the shelf behind me. But yeah, this is crazy. This is a chunky girl. But I just got this one edition, and I'm hoping that she will release the sister album on CD and vinyl soon, because I'm itching at the chance to get it. Now a moment for Miss Olivia. Sour was one of the first CDs that I got when I was like buying CDs again, I guess, just because Sour is such a good album. This is like a top 10 album for me, like of all time. Both of these are the Target editions, which I think is so cute. They both come with like a poster, but when the poster is the cover just folded up, I keep the cover in here and I never hang up the poster, but love both of these so much. I'm definitely missing the Guts tour right now, like a lot. Even though it's been months since my date, I miss her every day. She's literally on tour right now. One Direction. I'm on a mission to get all the One Direction CDs. I'm only missing one, or technically two, but one of them is somewhere in this room, or somewhere in this house at the very least. I need to get Made in the AM, but my favorite record store, Cactus Music, always has them, so I just need to like actually buy it the next time I'm there. But the past couple times I've gotten a One Direction CD. So I have Up All Night, a classic. My friend Anna got this for me for Christmas, and I was like, this is great, because Christmas was when like I got so many CDs and this whole mess truly began. Then Take Me Home Wherever She Is. Then of course Midnight Memories. This is my most recent One Direction CD that I got, and I specifically got the deluxe one so that I have all of the tracks on here. Don't make me pick a favorite One Direction album, because I feel like every time I do, I look at the track list on another album and I'm like, no wait, that one, no wait, that one. And then 4. I always said that 4 was my favorite album, and I'll definitely have to get the deluxe one whenever I stumble upon it one day, but this one was like $6, so I just picked it up. But yeah, all of them just have so many good tracks on it. Now for my One Direction adjacent albums, aka albums by members of One Direction, I've got Harry's House. This is the only CD that I have of Harry Styles. I love all of his albums, so I definitely need to get all of them from Cactus Music. I think I'm going to allow myself a trip like once a month, and then it will take over my entire bookshelf in the next couple of years. Yeah, love this album so much. So gorgeous. I play this one a lot when I'm like working and need some good background music. It's maybe not my most played CD, but definitely top 10. How many times can I say top 10? This one right here. This is the one that I currently have in my CD player. This is The Show by Niall Horan, but this is also the Encore. I did not listen to this album for the longest time, and I've been listening to it nonstop since like, honestly, February of this year, which I think was like the 1 year anniversary of this album, and I'm seeing him in August, and I'm so excited. But yeah, this album has some of my favorite songs on it. I think I hit this. And I love that this has like the live versions and the collabs and just so many good additions on it. I stumbled upon it at Cactus Music when I was there a few weeks ago, and it was meant to be, truly. And lastly, of the One Direction adjacent albums that I currently have is, of course, Zayn's newest album. This album is so good. I listened to it for the first time flying back from California, which is exactly what I did with Harry's House. So I guess just every time I go to California, someone's gonna put out an album, and I'm gonna have the best flight home just experiencing this album. So this is Room Under the Stairs. This album is so good. I am gonna show off the inside of this one because I got a signed insert, and just everything in here is absolutely gorgeous. I guess I should have been naming all my favorite songs from these albums, but then we'd be here for a really long time. But yeah, this is one of 4 signed CDs that I have. Signed CD / signed insert. So very happy to be growing that collection. And now I know not to pre-order albums immediately and to like wait a little bit until the signed edition is out. That's why I'm holding out for Sabrina Carpenter. She just announced a new album today, and it's coming out like a week and a half after my birthday in August. So I'm so excited, but I'm gonna try and hold out and see if I can get a signed CD. Let's go with my besties. Let's go with Mr. Wives. They have 4 albums and I have 2 of the CDs. I'm looking into getting Our Own House on eBay. That's where I got Connect the Dots. I was scouring it, icons, truly, and found it for a really good price on eBay, so that's why I got this one. And then Super Bloom, this is my favorite album of theirs, so of course I got the CD when it came out. This one is a little broken. She comes apart when I open it, so I won't be doing that today. I'm not doing a good job of showing the covers of these, am I? I'm just here to yap, okay? I'm hoping that Nosebleeds will get a CD soon. They keep teasing Nosebleeds Deluxe. So I'm hoping that will get a CD so I can have it in my collection. But yeah, this was like the first CD I had purchased in a long, long time, and definitely my most played still to this day. I think it's in my car because I play it all the time in my car, so love her so much. Miss Leve, I saw her a couple months ago, or I guess like 6 weeks ago, and that concert was so good. Her albums are my go-tos for like background music when I'm either reading or working on stuff that I need like hyper focus on but not complete silence. I've always got Bewitched on. It's just so good. So I got Bewitched at Cactus Music a few months ago, and then whenever she released the Goddess edition, of course I ordered this one. It's gorgeous. This one came with a poster, a little square poster. I'm definitely gonna have to find somewhere to put all of these little trinkets that come with all of these CDs, little posters and my signed inserts, everything like that. 5 Seconds of Summer and 5 Seconds of Summer adjacent. Let's start up with these bad boys. I saw them last September, and I really started listening to their music in like November of last year, and oh my gosh. These 3 albums right here specifically are so good. I know a lot of people like their 2 first albums, but because I started listening to them more recently, I've gravitated a lot more to these. So my sister actually gave me Youngblood. I have the deluxe one, and then I have the Target deluxe one that she gave me, because this was when she was like really into them and ordering a lot of merch, and every single time you ordered merch from them, I guess, they would throw in a CD. So like this was literally still in plastic when she gave it to me, but I love this album. I think my favorite 5 Seconds of Summer album though is Calm. This is just so good. I feel like it's such a good cohesive album, has a lot of my favorite tracks on it, and I got this one at Barnes & Noble a while back along with 5 Sauce 5. This has my favorite songs on it. Like this is my favorite album. But like this one has Carousel and Best Friends and You Don't Go to Parties and Blender and Bad Omens and so many others. But I got the booklet version of this one as well. It's got a lot of cool artwork in it, and I love when they do the book versions because then I actually look at like who worked on what for each song. And that is my 5 Seconds of Summer collection. And then I have the Boy EP by Luke Hemmings. I need to get his first album. How I will manifest it and I will get it. But yeah, I got Boy. Came with, I did not get a signed insert because I pre-ordered this way early, but it did come with a little picture in here. This EP is so good. I wish he would have toured to, the South, but beggars can't be choosers. So I will just enjoy this CD and manifest that he does like a second part tour or something where he comes to the South. Like maybe like compilation tracks, because one of this is for a movie, but it's like a fake band. One of this is for a TV show, and one is ABBA. Let's start with ABBA. This is, I think it has 19 ABBA tracks on here. Almost all my favorite ABBA songs are on this. I got this for like $8 or $10 at Barnes & Noble, so it was such a steal, especially with so many good songs on it. ABBA just doesn't miss it. ABBA just doesn't miss. That's what I was trying to say. But this is another one that I will have on in the background all the time and just sing along to. Pretend I'm in Mamma Mia, just an everyday thing. Then also from Barnes & Noble, I have Aurora, the album from Daisy Jones and the Six. I read this book a year ago, and I finally watched the show like 2 months ago. I read the book to watch the show, then never got around to watching the show till recently, but I've been listening to the album since I read the book, and I love fictional bands. I love fictional music. It's just so good. The show was really good. The book was really good. I love this album. I love it. And then we have High School Musical, the musical, the series. I was obsessed with this show during season 2, and in my personal opinion, season 3 they fell off. I'm not going to go into details. That fandom scares me. But I do have season 2. It came with stickers, and I used some of the stickers, but yeah, I just got it at Target whenever it came out. This little section, I don't know what these are. These are like new-ish releases, but not really. Like in the last few years, but I just got them recently. This is a newer release. This is Think Later by Tate McRae. I love this album so much. I got it at Cactus Music. This album was really, really good, and I'm hoping I can get decent resale tickets for her next month. I look at it every day. I'm really hoping. And then I have Paramore, This Is Why. This album is so good. It has some of my favorite songs by them, and I saw them last July when they were here on tour, so super glad I have this. Now I have Ancient Dreams in a Modern Land by Marina. I saw her in 2022, I want to say, with a friend of mine. It was such a good concert. I love all the tracks on this album. This is definitely a car album. I think it's actually the one I was listening to most recently, and so many good tracks. I love it. If you haven't already listened to it, you should. And then I have one of my favorite albums, which is The Good Witch by Maisie Peters. I saw her last October, and I'm so glad that I'm going to see her this October because she's opening for Conan Gray on tour. And I really want to get the deluxe CD, if it even exists. I don't think it exists. I think I made it up, but I would really like it. But I just got the original one from Cactus Music, and this is also a car album, 100%. Miscellaneous. I guess I technically have 2 from Conan Gray. I have his Sunset Season EP, which is crazy. I got it when my mom got tickets for my sister and I to see him on, like, not his first official tour, but I think his second official tour. If you got a ticket, you got his EP. So this was for a long time the only CD in my car. And then, of course, I have Found Heaven. This album is so good. I have not listened to it enough because so many albums have come out recently. Like, so many of the albums I have literally came out in the last 6 months. So I need more time with this album. Maybe there will be a slowdown soon, but this is definitely like a good summer album. So maybe I'll put it on again soon. But I do love this one a lot, and I'm excited to see him in October. This is Mother right here. Chaperone had been on my For You page for years and years and years, ever since she, well, maybe not years and years and years, but for a while, ever since Casual started trending, 2021, 2022, whenever that happened. And then I saw her last October with some friends, and then when she opened for Olivia Rodrigo, of course, and now she's getting her flowers, she's having her moment. I absolutely love it, and this album is just so good. If you haven't listened to Chaperone, you're under a rock, and you should check her out, because why haven't you? This album is so good. This is Prelude to Ecstasy. Of course, like everyone else, I heard Nothing Matters, and I was like, wow, that's really good. And then when their album came out, I listened to the entire thing, fell in love. By a miracle, Cactus Music had this CD, because I don't want to pay $6 for shipping if I can help it, okay? And I'm so glad I own it. This album is so good. I'm hoping that on their next tour they come to Houston. I almost went to their Dallas show, but it sold out before I could actually, like, consider buying tickets, but yeah, this album's so good. And I feel like I keep forgetting about it. Like, it literally came out recently. It was just right before the wave of all these other albums came out. And then we have Deeper Well by Kacey Musgraves. This is a top 10 album for me, for sure. This is one that I always have on in the background. It's either, I guess I've got a handful that I have on in the background, but I think the entire month of March, this was the only album I listened to. You could not get me to listen to any other album, and I'm seeing her in November with my friend Cameron, and I'm so excited. I have not been to a Kacey Musgraves concert, and she is just, she would be on, like, my top 5 listened to artists if my phone tracked my CD usage, but love it. And now for the rest of my signed CDs. I first have this is my first official signed CD by Charlotte Sands. I saw her, when was that? In March, I think. And I was like, if I really love her music, I would get a CD. And she posted on her stories that she had signed some that night. And I absolutely loved her performance. I've been obsessed with her ever since. So, of course, I got the CD and I got it signed. And this album, Can We Start Over, is just so, so good. I highly recommend. 2 more. Okay. Maggie Rogers. Don't Forget Me is such a good album. This is the first album in a long time where on my first listen I fell in love with it immediately. And I just saw her like 2 nights ago in the Woodlands, and it was such a good concert. She is such a good performer. Her voice is just absolutely insane. Her songwriting is insane. I'm pretty sure she wrote this album in like 2 days. And this is a signed insert CD. This little picture. I think it's so cute, and I love the aesthetics for this album. I love everything about it. I feel like I've said top 10 too many times for me to like actually have a top 10, but it doesn't matter. Okay, then I have Radical Optimism by Dua Lipa. This is the last CD that I currently have in my possession, and I'm obsessed with this cover. I think it's so cool. I'm obsessed with this album. It's such good summer vibes, and I did get the signed insert. I am so happy that I was able to get my hands on this when it went on sale. I really do need to find a way to show off all of these signed inserts and album art and all of that stuff, but yeah, I love this album so much. I love all these albums. That's why I own them. That's why I bought them, obviously. But yeah, I've talked for way too long and I left my water across the room. So this is my current CD collection. I have a lot and it's only going to grow from here. And since I've experienced some of my favorite artists taking their songs off of streaming or it never being on streaming in the first place, I'm very much like, I need to own it. I need to hold it in my hands. Know that if Spotify or Apple Music or YouTube or anything goes anywhere, I have these albums. So, thanks for listening to me. Thanks for letting me yap this long if you're still here, and let me know your favorite album, whether you own it in CD or vinyl or you just stream it. I love knowing what people's favorite albums are. And now you know way too many of mine, and this isn't even the half of it. So, enjoy the rest of your day.